What's up, baby dolls? We're going to be speaking about the people's Bitcoin, which is pWBTC on PulseChain, and why it might actually go to $100,000 and peg to the BlackRock BTC, Roca Negra's BTC. Also, I want to just show you, friends, I'm just going to spill the beans. Ricardo Corazon himself owns at least 40,000 BTC. Okay, at least. All right, we're going to go through that right now. So I'm just spoiling it here for you. That's, that's 3.8 billion today. Okay, which it makes me think he might be an actual nutcase, because imagine, as you've got all that money and you let Hex go down 99% to let the market clear the bottom. Interesting, but also apocalyptic. Okay, it's kind of like it's God, friends. I have all the power in the world. You haven't earned it yet, though. You must wait like everybody else. I can't save you in the 2022 bear market or 2023. You have to wait until we're ready. It's fascinating how this all works, isn't it? Like, ha ha ha, we're joking now. Everybody wanted to kill each other just 2 years ago. Don't forget, Hex is a better Bitcoin. Let's go through it now. So, friends, all of this is ultimately going to lead to this Pulse MakerDAO proposal, okay? Because right now, there is a proposal. Remember, MakerDAO, the community, as Decentralized Me calls it, making contact. Which is hilarious. I mean, I had a belly laugh when I heard that. They call it making contact, as in Richard is a separate entity, like in another dimension, and we have to speak to this non-human intelligence entity through the chain, because blockchain and code is all speech, etc. So basically, the vote is they basically put a proposal. And the proposal is we want to allow Pulse, PulseX, and Hex to be added in the collateral. You see? And if they're added in the collateral, the origin address, if that's accepted, okay, remember pDAI is going to be running up as this happens, if he accepts it, right? Because then it starts to reprice the peg and the plan. So if he accepts it, then the next move, he's just got to move the vaults in, and then the oracle says pDAI is $1, okay? So that is happening. I don't know if there's a timer on it. I forgot. Maybe they said it's either indefinite or it's within 14 days. Maybe within like December 6 or 7. So just to show you what's going on, friends, if it goes through, pDAI is going to scream. Okay, because it's just increasing the odds. This is Richard's plan. Okay, so right now pDAI is 2.2 cents. This is DAI from PulseChain, the people's DAI. If the proposal was to happen here, friends, we probably just shoot up to like 10 or even 20, man. Like, because like, you know the plan by that point. I'm just asking you, why would you sell at 10 cents? Except to trade it. Why would you sell at 10 cents? Like, if the origin address, the person with all the power and the coins has accepted, by the way, friends, just to let you know. So why wouldn't it be $1 exactly? It's because it's different addresses, okay? There's plausible deniability. It could theoretically be someone else, but I think it's 99% it's Richard, right? And it could just be because he's making a decentralized currency. So if there's any authorities and they look at the wallets, they can't say, oh, it directly came from that guy, okay? It's part of the people's will. So somebody owns all the Maker tokens to actually enable the vote and accept the vote, okay? He's got the majority. He's cornered this market with the supply. He can do the votes. But the community has put forward the proposal. So he's probably going to agree with the community, probably, and say, yes, let's do it. Okay, because friends, that's why I'm showing you. That's why I'm giving you some hints and friendship from Richard as well. Shout out to Mr. Decentralized Me. Are you allowed to copy free and open source public software? Yes. Are you allowed to publish whatever data you like free? Are people allowed to run free and open public software to communicate with each other? Yes. So that's pretty much, that's him. Okay. Also, look what he says here. If you got DAI, USDC, and USDT to have their stable coins directly on PulseChain, as do on other networks, it would increase security and reduce costs. PulseChain is nearly the most decentralized and most secure in the world. PulseChain has operated flawlessly since launch nearly a year ago. Perhaps ask them nicely. You are the network. The future is as good as you make it. Now, the cute FUD with this is, the FUD was people thought that Richard is saying to Tether and Circle, hey, can you come and deploy your stablecoins on our chain? But it turns out, I think what the real interpretation is, perhaps ask them nicely, as in ask the chain nicely. asks nicely, right? You are the network. It says the future is as good as you make it. So as in like, hey, make the MakerDAO proposal. Come and ask the chain. He's got all the coins. Okay, let's not beat around the bush. I'm trying to help you. Let's go ask the chain. Richard Hart's origin address. Can you please use the core coins and put them into the MakerDAO Oracle? And now we have our own decentralized currency, which is backed by crypto. Okay, so that's pretty much what it comes down to. And yes, friends, remember the MakerDAO Oracle. Everyone always says, "How is this thing worth $1?" I know, man. That's my whole video. How's it? The Oracle says it's $1, but you have to find somebody out there in the world to give you one pDAI for your pDAI. You have to find someone else out there. That's the missing link. So you never know, man. He might accept the proposal, and perhaps, friends, there is a speculative run where people go, "Oh my gosh, it's happening! It's happening!" Everyone goes to 10 cents, and then there's a bit of FUD somewhere. Maybe 10 or 20 or 30 cents. You never know. You never know, friends. This speculative mania comes up here. There's a bit of FUD. Like, you never know. Some big whale sells out. There's a news story. Maybe Richard says, "I like pDAI." He just says, "I like pDAI." And everyone's like, "Ah!" And they sell. There's that type of FUD. And then, remember, friends, we're waiting. I think we need the origin address. Sorry, the PulseChain sacrifice funds. We need Ethereum's price higher to be able to basically back the bridge of this peg. But don't worry about all that, like, you know, all the strings of stuff. Now, friends, you know, a year and a half ago, so that is running on, okay? Concurrently to that, okay? Because, friends, Richard has been showing us, hey, we can peg stuff. These things aren't redeemable for anything, but the price says it's $1 and there's arbitrage between them. I know, friends, it's really, really quirky, weird, spooky stuff. How the USDC, like, it seems like it's self-referential. Okay, because it's all like pretty much you rely on all the stablecoin guys just to provide the liquidity and earn fees. So that's the game theory. You see that they're not going to allow. Maybe they will allow people to redeem for stuff. We'll see. But don't worry about that high level stuff out here. Enjoy my post from literally a year and a half ago. Look at it, friends. When pWBTC, when the people's Bitcoin was down here. Okay, I literally said, friends, back then, the pWBTC price, it was $79. I made the post, and I said, that is worth one lap dance at Sensible Strippers on a Tuesday. So, I've been talking about this for ages. You just didn't know this is going to be a key missing link, but you don't really know in the bear market, but just, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's good. That's all you need. You don't need to know the story. You don't need to know. You just know prices are cheap. Buy those, sell high, right? So, I went from $79, now it's $1,600, but this is just, friends, this is not complete, okay? The complete part is like if it's going to continue and do what the pDAI thing is, it's probably going to blow everyone's mind and go towards the BlackRock BTC price, $100,000. Now, I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't know how, but yeah, he might actually do it. It just... That's what's happening. And I'm just going to show you some critical information here. Very, very, very critical. So, and there's actual on-chain transactions, friends. You can actually go through my thread here. There's actually on-chain transactions for this. All right, I've linked them down here in this post here, just so you can see the My Pinata. Okay, let's go through. So, Richard Hart has to be him. Who else is going to be? He's going to be Toby, Matty Allen. No, it's not them. Dr. Hexologist. He was given prostate exams on that day. It can't be me. I've got a fluffy microphone. I've got very straight posture, but my microphone's too fluffy for this. He's got 40,000 pWBTC. All right. How did he get it? Oh, you got the fork, which means you had the original, which means he's got 40,000 wrapped Bitcoin. All right. That's through a 3.8 billion, as I mentioned before. So the origin address, there's actually the transactions here. It claimed the initial pWBTC and the P copies. Okay. And then it provided liquidity for wrapped Bitcoin and Pulse Pair. Okay, so pWBTC and Pulse Pair. Then, I don't know if you remember, friends, so he provided liquidity and then he released the farms. Okay, he released the farms, and I think there was we got a sense of frustration from Richard at the end of last year because people weren't bridging in. A few were, but they weren't bridging in. They weren't coming in to do it. the wrapped Bitcoin and the pWBTC. That's why, friends, there was a lot of this. It was because you had the corrupt SEC 2023. That's why there's two schools of thought. It doesn't really matter what the answer is, but some people say, well, the product market fit, like obviously people just want to buy meme coins, man. They're not here for this like 20% yield thing, right, to come bridge in. But then other people believe, no, the game was incomplete. He was just testing whether it all works, ready for the game plan. We'll see. Hopefully it's the testing part, right? So the farms came on, people FOMO bought in, and then it spiked up, spiked down. Okay, pretty much the season was done. Season was not even a season. So yes, then he made I think he made a tweet about like sometimes you have to adjust stuff, and then that was it. Okay, so the origin address after that point removed the farm. So a lot of liquidity was removed in many P token pairs. Because friends, as we get to see, people aren't trading them. They're buying memes, they're trading memes. But now I guess since pDAI is a spear, if pDAI gets to $1, it ignites enough unicorn first cycle FOMO in people to trade the P tokens and stuff. Now, with pWBTC, friends, remember, there's only 150,000. Richard's got at least 40,000 of that. So he's almost got a third. He could have more of the circulating supply. That's just like one unit that we can see, okay? So, just to let you know, right? So pWBTC, it can be minted by the DAO, but it needs 8 out of 13 signatures. So that's why people are going to say, oh, be careful because they can just go mint it and dump it. But no, the game theory is once they see this value here and they're a business and they want to make money, they'll want to sit there providing liquidity and earn fees on it. They don't want to just send it to zero and kill the golden goose, okay? So it doesn't have a blacklist function. So you can't just remove anybody from owning it or doing anything. And you need 8 out of 13 signatures. And it includes teams like Chainlink and MakerDAO. So it's like big, like respected individuals. Remember, BitGo now, friends. BitGo is controlled by Justin Sun. And a lot of people are like, even like, you know, Ivan, everyone's like super scared. They're saying, hey, don't trust the wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum. Don't trust that in the next bear market. You just don't know if he's going to run a fractional reserve, a Ponzi on that wrapped Bitcoin to move collateral around. You just don't know how it all transpires, okay? Because Justin's involved. See what I mean? For these things, they follow your bad name. But look, I'm just going to be completely honest. What if Richard Hart tries doing this pDAI and after just being balanced, friends, of course, you know? What if a lot of people are doubtful at the start and they say, well, how do I know it's not Luna 2.0? I can't redeem this for anything. The only way for me to redeem is to swap into pDAI and do that. You know, and then I can already see Richard replying stuff like, hey, Bitcoin has value even though you can't buy a coffee with it in most places. You have to sell it for USD in the liquidity pool and then buy the coffee, right? You see what I mean? So people would be, it'd be very controversial. You can see people are saying, wait, but this wrapped Bitcoin tracks the price of the thing, but I can't redeem it. I have to swap into the thing that you can redeem from. That's where the liquidity pair, that's where a lot of people's minds are going to blow out here. You can already see it. The best thing is, friends, like I want you to know, you can see a path. You can see the path. There's a path. There's vision. There's a fluffy microphone. We've got a big fat lollipop. I love doing that, by the way. So there is a path out here. It's yummy. It's juicy. It's cotton candy. But the only way for you to make it, you just got to keep believing. Okay? You can't say, well, you know, you should have toggled the yield here and that. You just, you know, you're either in for a ride or you're not. Okay? Also, interesting. BitGo, remember the guys that you met in the pWBTC, they have a policy of passing the value of any fork or airdrop onto customers. They do not rug pull. So that's Richard's, I guess, he's saying like, hey, if I give all these guys value, they're not just going to dump everything just to spite the chain and make all their customers lose money. Okay, so remember, we have all these out here. And also, friends, as we're going through this and recording, so there's been a Dip Catcher post. He showed that the pWBTC, it's not from a snapshot. Okay, he says before anybody had access to the network, the bot runs and it basically grabs all the pWBTC from the pools. Okay, so I guess in a nutshell, it's Richard's pWBTC, but it's not 40,000 wrapped Bitcoin that's sitting out there. Okay, that doesn't mean he has 40,000. Now, he could have 40,000 plus BTC. He could do that. But in terms of the wrapped Bitcoin to get the fork, he's got the fork part. But yeah, honestly, friends, that doesn't really, that doesn't still change so the thesis for pWBTC is still the same. He has most of it. He's got a big chunk of it. and pDAI's mooning. So that's actually the critical most important. I guess he just doesn't have this like, you know, $3.8 billion ready to rotate in. But as you can see, friends, hope you like learn. It's so chaotic and it's random. This information is true. This one's not. But yes, that's why the good thing is you still get to rest with this. You go, okay, if he doesn't have that, does it change anything? It actually doesn't. It doesn't really does. It's the exact same thing still continuing to play out. So where to from here? I mean, man, when Richard was talking about this, he goes, $80 here, Bitcoin free airdrop. You have $83. It's literally, it's typical Richard telling everybody, wow, come and dump your free $80. And you like have no idea he's going to send it to 100,000. Not 1,000, 100,000. That's the funny part. Hey, anybody want their free $80? Because he plays the whole cycle. Okay, you can't do this all at once. So, is pDAI going to hit $1 first, or is his pWBTC going to peak? Doesn't really matter. I've got both, and I've shown you the ratio of them, which is extremely important as well, just so you get an idea. This is the ratio, friends. Go inside us here. I made a bottom here, but it can overperform here by another 3x against that. But look at the pDAI ratio here. It's around, this is pWBTC to pDAI. It's around 77,000. So I wonder, man, that'll be funny, man, if this thing pegs to pDAI. That'd be hilarious. And everything is like arbitraging and botting between each other. And by the end of it, no one will have any idea how any of this is held up. It'll take like 4 Eric Wall podcasts and deep. They'll have no idea what the hell is going on, man. Like, it's so far deep. All they're just going to see is these big mooning candles. But you got to understand as well at the end, friends, all these stuff, there's leverage somewhere. There's fractional reserving somewhere. You see what I mean? So, but that doesn't really matter. Like, it's the prices pump. Okay, the prices pump and there's hypergrowth. That's all you care about. So yes, in a nutshell, friends, bullish pDAI, bullish pWBTC. You can play on the other ones. Of course, you can play on the other ones. It just seems like these things are critical. Okay, because the pDAI can bond to the stable coins out there in the world. Yes, if they're both $1. You can get everybody out there in the world to come and join the farm. And they can make bigger, and then you can hyperloop. You can mint pDAI and then hyperloop from there to pump the bags. Bitcoin as well, friends, the biggest market cap coin, it also seems critical. That has to be attached as well. And that's what you're just seeing right now. That's what I'm talking about. Now, obviously, some people say, hey, what about Ethereum? Yeah, that's Pulse. Ethereum is the Pulse, the PLS, okay? So you're not trying to vampire, like the Ethereum liquidity, they come in, they swap for Pulse. There's no, like that, unless you want them to come in and, you know, you never know what he can do there. Actually, Richard could, I think I showed like the string paths in a video, friends, where he could give yield to Ethereum guys who come in and bridge, and then like other stuff as well. Okay, like imagine Ethereum pDAI, you see, and then you could make links out there, so everything is like ratioed to each other, because like no one ever feels they're taking risk, because everyone's like, you know, closely bonded to something else that they're familiar with. But it's kind of funny how if you look at it from a bird's eye view. So there you go, friends. Remember, there's a MakerDAO proposal coming. If it gets like accepted, and remember, I listened to Decentralized Me in his stream, so it was really, really good. Shout out to Mr. Saint Wolf as well when they went through that. Mr. Decentralized Me is very confident that the proposal will be accepted. He said because Richard isn't a cruel man, and that's his reasoning. That's what he said. And he believes that because he's not a cruel man and he's being consistent with what he wants from the chain, then it only makes sense for him to accept. And like, if he accepts, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, you just like all of the people who just been saying it won't happen this way. Well, this is raising the odds at will. Nothing's 100%. It's just like the odds get raised again. So the market's not going to give you pDAI for half a cent anymore. If, man, the origin address has now accepted the collateral to be used to mint pDAI, oh my gosh. I want to ask you, what do you think that's worth? Like there's been 11 steps, and then that happened. Look, I'm not joking just because I'm long, friends. Of course, bag biased, but I don't want to excite anyone, but I feel like that's worth 20 cents. I believe that's worth 20 cents. the OA has now done that. And then, so how does the other gap get priced in by the market? Maybe Ethereum above 5,000. And then like 10,000. Yeah. And that's it. That's the final action. So maybe from 20 cents, maybe if Ethereum's above 5,000, pDAI is now like, 30, 40 cents. If it gets to 10,000, now it's like 50 cents. I'm trying to put these pictures of the puzzle here. I know everybody's getting wet already thinking about even like a 20 cent pDAI. But yeah, that's pretty much it, because if like that's the step. The step is, okay, now we're ready. The collateral's in there. It's going to be backed by the OA SAC fund. So, oh man, you can only do this once though. And that's why we're here, friends. That's why we pay attention in a bear market. What do you think is going to happen from here? Oh man, it's going wild. It's going wild, friends. We're above 2 cents now. Well, don't lose your shirt. Don't FOMO. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. Don't forget it loves you. Catch you soon.